Anyway, okay, let's sync.
But yeah, all right, let's sync. 3, 2, 1, sync. All right, there was definitely a pause there where we were both like, all right, yep, let's sync. And then I just sat there and then I remembered, oh, right, I have to initiate that.
Yeah, you're in charge.
Cause see, it's cause Joe's is on the thing, so I'm like, oh, this is a podcast.
People keep calling it a podcast, and I don't know how much of that is because I'm here.
Save it for the episode.
It's fine. We're rolling and we're synced. It's good. Let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dragon Warrior 2. I'm James.
I'm Jetty.
I'm Nathaniel.
Graboopy?
No, Sea Slug.
I'm Joseph. I'm Joseph Graboopy Martin.
I'm gonna respond to Joe when we throw that at you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see how much MP Firebane costs.
I was gonna say, it seems like it's a bit of overkill.
Only 4.
What?
Wow.
What? Oh.
Although shockingly enough, it did not eliminate all of the enemies. Okay, so
we
left off last time.
Yeah,
we left off. Yeah, we left off last time. We realized we need to do something about the water flying cloth that we have completely been overlooking at this point.
Yeah.
So here's what we're gonna do. After we get back out onto the open ocean, we're gonna go south and east more. And we're gonna go back to Zehan.
Zehan being... Is that the underground
The town on the tiny, tiny, tiny island in the very southeastern tip of the map.
Okay, so I've gone about one screen south.
No, we're going east more, so one screen east. Your other east.
Oh,
my
yeah.
dude.
Sorry, I thought you... we already made the West joke. Okay. Now where?
And keep going south until you hit a chain of islands.
All right.
An archipelago, if you will.
Okay.
An archipelago?
Yes.
Yeah. The archipelagos. Sorry, I don't know where I was going with that. So
Galapagos. It's
southeast of here. Southeast of here.
It almost works. So, sorry, in the previous episode, we had briefly mentioned Guild Wars, and I always think about how I was on the RPG Maker forums, and this guy comes in, he's like, man, I have this great idea. I'm gonna call it Battle for the Kingdom Wars, and he describes this great game that he's like so super excited to make, but he just like needs somebody to program it for him. And like everyone is just like completely making fun of him, that like Battle for the Kingdom Wars, like how many words do you need in this, right? And like he describes all the systems and stuff and blah blah blah, and then like a year later Guild Wars comes out and I'm like, did he find somebody to make his game for him? Because this basically fits the, I mean, it's a lot of like generic, there's going to be multiplayer action in which like groups of people can play against each other. Like,
southeast.
Very generically described, but
I think I've missed it.
I think you went too much south and not enough east. I always do a tight zigzag. I'm not actually quite sure.
Hey!
Wow, perfect.
Smoke on the water.
Whenever I hear Guild Wars, the only thing I can think of is Battle for the Kingdom Wars.
And whenever you say the only thing I could think of is, I can only think of is the only thing you can think is way to go.
It's way to go. Oh man. I keep re-listening to the Secret of Mana RPG cast. Oh man, it was crazy how long ago that was, and listening to myself in that, and I'm like, man, I sound stupid.
It is funny, as Joe, you've been going back and making clips of the GameCola podcast, and like it's weird. It's weird to even. I don't need. Oh man, like.
So time out. Here's what we're gonna do. Like, we never did go into the death.
Oh, step guard.
Yeah.
What was that clip? What did I clip?
Oh, no. I mean, any of the you've been sharing several on the GameCola Discord channel, and like every time I'm just like 2 octaves higher, and I'm like, I can't even claim that I was young at the time.
Oh,
This is post-college kids arc.
Yeah.
the magic loom.
Oh, the magic loom. Hey.
All right.
So that's one of 2 things that we need to make our
Ow.
water flying.
What?
Oh, okay. I guess step card wore off.
I'm glad that it tells us that repel wore off, the thing that doesn't really matter, but the thing that does actually matter, it doesn't tell you. Does it just stop working the moment you step off of the thing that does the damage?
I believe
Is
so.
that why it didn't work? Is that why it didn't work?
Oh, that might be why it didn't work on the lava.
Oh, maybe.
Interesting.
Because do you all have to be on the lava for it to work, or is it just...
No, I think it's use it, enter the damaged floor, and then as soon as you exit the damaged floor, it turns off.
Which is like practically useless.
I guess we'll find out here.
Depends how big the lava floor is.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't only cost like 2 MP or something.
Oh.
It was empty. So let's see.
Yeah, it's chirpy.
So 57.
The suspense.
Well, here, just go and walk around as long as you want on this stuff, and see if you ever start taking damage.
And then step off for 1 tile, and then get back on.
Yeah, because this is definitely longer than you, right? And then
Yeah, I think we figured out how it works. Yeah,
Okay,
that's exactly
okay.
how it works.
Oof, ow.
Ow.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, what
Yep.
in
I'm sure this is infuriating to people who've played this game more than once within
Infuriating.
a more recent period of time than like I have or Jetty has.
Yeah.
Because this is not the greatest way to organize a playthrough, but it's also like it's halfway between discovering this game for the first time and being guided by a walkthrough. And
Yeah.
I'm sure that's infuriating for some people. So as long as it's an enjoyable enough experience for you, James, that's really what matters.
Yeah. I also just realized we still have the moon fragment. Is that useful somewhere?
Let me double check. Didn't we use it already?
I don't think we used it. I think we got it and then we were like, well,
And then promptly
that's the end of
forgot
the
what we were
session.
doing with it. But
Yeah.
again, this ties back into my complaints of the game of like you forget one NPC's dialogue and then an entire side quest is just gone. What am I even doing here? Moon fragment allows you to gain entrance to the sea cave.
Ah. So can I like sell it?
Let's try it.
Is
But then we
there
won't be
a
able to get in the
place
sea
that I
cave
can
anymore.
sell? What's over here?
I bet it's a lottery thing. Oh, okay.
Aha!
Sure. Save.
I did save state earlier.
Okay, great. But the fact that you can sell it, and
Yeah.
I expect you can, like, oh, you know what? What I forgot about after everybody died in one of those previous battles, we do have the Leaf of World Tree and could resurrect someone. I don't know if it works in battle.
Yeah.
Well, I was
But,
thinking about that, but we
That reminds me.
yeah,
One
there's a
second.
difference between losing one person and losing basically everybody, and that like I don't know if it would have been worth using in that one where we were dying like a lot. But it is an option. Yes, I had
Oh, you giving GameCola all of the keys?
No,
up
I
front?
am doing the shuffle.
Oh, okay. I thought we were gonna do this off camera. All right.
Well,
But
I've
then
done
how-
it for
how do we know
Orfeo.
who has what?
Let me just finish it real quick.
Finish
have
what you
another-
started. But yeah, actually, my recommendation then, if we're doing it that way, is put your Staff of Thunder up top, put your Wand of Wizard, whatever, up top, and then put all the keys up top for GameCola if you really want to.
Wizard Wander. Man. Nathaniel, do you remember any of the Chuck E. Cheese
There we go.
competitors?
Competitors.
Yeah.
I liked going to the
place.
jungle, which wasn't quite a Chuck E. Cheese competitor, but it was honestly better because they had more of the like big play structure.
Discovery Zone.
Oh, Discovery Zone. Yeah, I guess I never really thought of them as like a competitor per se.
Yeah, well, no, it's how when James mentioned his place, I thought of Discovery Zone.
All right. So, how do we get to the cave here to make sure that this is like, well, or where should we go next? I suppose.
Yeah, so, I don't think we want to go back to the cave, right?
Yeah, we don't want to go back to the cave. The cave is permanently open. We have not needed to use the moon fragment again.
Okay.
So we used it, and now we're better off without it. So we're gonna get back on the boat, and we are going to go. What's that?
Should I sell the Sword of Erdrick?
Yeah, if we didn't do that already, sure.
Okay.
Let's get rid of all of our critical equipment and doom the world to, to whatever that was. You've doomed the world to. And
in the third game, they're going to talk about how the Sword of Erdrick is. Yeah. They're going to talk about how the hero sold off the Sword of Erdrick.
Yeah.
2 pieces of gold.
Yep, let's do it.
Well, the inventory space is valuable.
To these things. Enjoy your moon fragment and your sword.
All right, now
yeah. So get in the boat and go northeast. So obviously around the island. And we're going back to the North Tower of the Dragon, where we climbed all the way to the top and jumped off to cross the river. Because, for reasons I can't remember, again, probably one NPC somewhere mentioned this offhand, the 3rd floor of the North Dragon Horn Tower has what we're looking for to complete the set.
So that's not the one that we jumped off of originally, because we started on the south. We needed to go to
the
north.
We actually did not enter the North Tower, I think, at all.
Have I missed something again?
East, northeast. You were only going north. We need to continually zigzag northeast. There we go. Now keep going north.
Okay,
we were actually pretty close.
Where we are now.
How do you feel when you've got RPG with additional where party members are added as the game goes on? What do you want the level of those party members to be?
Equal to my current party members level, which I think we had an entire long conversation about on another GameCola podcast.
Okay. But
about the lore implications of characters joining you at your level, regardless of what that might be.
Well, but so which level, is that it should be balanced around your expected level at that moment? Or if I've been grinding and I'm way over leveled, then I want everybody who joins my party to also be way over leveled?
Yes, the latter.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to say whatever that character should logically be at to make it to that part of the game, so that you have sort of a narrative anchor of, it's just a child some random kid who joined our party. She's level 1. Or here's the strong adventurer who's so much cooler than you are, who joined your party. He's 10 levels higher than you are. Just something that makes sense within the context of the story.
I'm trying to remember when you get Realm in Final Fantasy VI, if she comes along at level 32 or whatever that you are at the time, just to match your party's level, or if she comes along at level 5.
It's been long enough, I don't remember. Plus there's version differences, they might have changed it.
Yeah. Well, I want to say that she comes along at level 32. So
the other thing that's a little similar to that, just since we seem to be in such a strong consensus here on this one, is when you have more party members than party slots, right? Where you have a rotating cast. I feel sometimes it can be very easy to get into I've leveled up these. I played the game with these, 3 characters, for example, for a little bit, and now they're so much stronger than everybody else and it would take so much grinding to just get everybody else up to it. It's just going to keep the inertia going, and I'm just going to have these 3 characters continually go, especially if there's like one character that's always with the party, so they're always going to be like ahead of everybody else if you're rotating party members a bunch. Like, is there a way that some RPGs have like handled that well that you've liked, or
any game that lets your party members who are not active still gain some amount of XP, like a portion, a percentage of what everybody else is gaining, that makes sense to me. Because these people aren't just twiddling their thumbs somewhere. Like, they're probably doing their own training, right?
Sometimes they're twiddling their thumbs somewhere.
I mean, yeah, sometimes they are twiddling their thumbs. So get to the 3rd floor. Actually, stop. Before we do this, do we want to reorganize the princess's inventory so that her wand is at the top of the list? Might as well do that too.
Okay.
Because I guarantee it will get confusing to go back and forth between the prince doing it one way and the princess doing it another way.
That's true.
And all it will take is one toot on that flute to regret every decision we've never made.
What were we talking about?
We're talking about how to handle experience with party
parties.
members that aren't in the party.
Right, yeah. I feel like going back to Final Fantasy VI again, that they made some efforts to like ensure that you had to play as these characters or those characters, or like you were I don't know that I could say that you knew that it was going to come up again, but that like they had several parts where you were required to play every party member in like a single battle, that like you're gonna fight a huge group of enemies and you have like 3 parties that you're controlling, and so like if you had one party that was super weak, sorry.
Are we missing something on the princess? Yeah,
there we go.
And also the dragon scale. Or dragon's bane.
Yeah.
And so rather than
okay, so time out. Hang on. Here's what we need to do. Again, some random NPC somewhere probably told us this. Do it systematically. Search every square of this floor. And eventually, you'll find some yarn, which you would think you would just be able to spot kicking around.
Well, I would start at the top, maybe.
However you want to do it, just be systematic.
But yeah, that they don't level up automatically if they're not in your party, right? They have to be in your party in order to level up. I do appreciate the games that give you, I feel like leveling up. Oh, hey,
good.
Wow.
All right, let's get out of here and back to Toontown.
Mountain Dew's yarn.
Toontown.
Yes, Toontown.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah. I feel like making everyone who's not in the party level up automatically is like...
And I suppose you're wondering about how to do that. Go east?
Mm-hmm.
It's excessive.
Oh, wait a second. Wait. Where is Toon?
It does. It does.
No, I'm sorry, I lied.
Go
Don't go east, go west. Or maybe I was trying to use reverse psychology on you and you didn't buy it. You're supposed to go west.
Let's go with that.
And then we follow the coast down. Is that where it is?
Yeah. It is another river entrance that we're looking for. It's on this continent, south of here.
I also have to say I'm surprised at how much experience the enemies on the ocean have actually been giving, so maybe I should stop repelling.
South along the coast.
On the coast.
Because you're
on the coast.
At a river
where you can see the land.
Yeah, I have been as well. I was shocked that like you were getting a lot of money. That like I felt like you were getting more money from the sea slugs than you did from like the metal slimes. Which, granted, the like metal slimes are about the EXP, not the money. But yeah, there was a few battles that you fought that I was surprised how much.
We might not even want to repel, like to avoid some grinding later on.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because actually, some of these enemies give pretty respectable experience.
So I had complained, right, about Digimon story, Cyber Sleuth, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But one thing
As one of
that
the
was-
video games that you've played.
Yeah. Despite not liking it.
Mhm.
But one thing that they did that was kind of neat is that so there's two things. There's the Digimon farm where they automatically can like train, and they will train for 2 hours, and that when you come back, they'll be like leveled up and stuff. Or actually, I think even if you're not training, they just level up. But if you train, then they gain like more abilities or whatever. So like things that are in the farm will be leveling up automatically. Things that are not in the farm will not level up. However, in your party, you have your active battle members.
So we're going to ignore this river. We're going for the next one.
Yeah. And then there's like stuff that is in your like they're ready to come into your party at any time. You can swap them out during a battle or whatever. They also get EXP, regardless of whether they actually fought or not. I don't know. Like,
Interesting.
Yeah, there's kind of a balance of like, if you have them in your party and you're actively fighting stuff, they're going to gain more than they would on the farm. But the things on the farm at least gain something. But then the ones that are not in the farm and not in your party don't gain anything. So like, there's kind of a balancing thing of like who you actually care to like potentially bring into your party. The rest of the game was terrible, and honestly, like the levels kind of didn't matter. Like, whenever you digivolved, they went back to level 1.
Yeah, I could see that working, but like it would have to be that like level 1 of
is stronger.
Mid-stage Digivolve is still stronger than level 50 of an undigivolved Digimon. But it doesn't sound like that was the case.
It was more like a level 1 of a ultimate Digimon was like.
Did this hunter just jump off the mountain onto our boat?
Maybe, but then how did he not see us? It said the hunter did not see thee, so that's a great question.
Base jumping or whatever.
Yeah, he's just confused why he landed on. He was expecting to dive into the water, and he landed on a boat.
Yeah, that like an ultimate level Digimon is at level 1 is worth like a level 10 Digimon, and so like there's definitely points where I went through a dungeon. I was like, oh, I got to max level of my like champion level, so I'm gonna upgrade them to ultimate, and then they're level 1, and then I immediately go into the boss battle. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm just gonna die now.
No, we're going up. We're going to tune the town.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. Thank you.
And now we talk to the dude and give him our stuff.
Yeah, not that dude. The other dude.
The
Toon
dude.
Out of curiosity, what?
Ooh.
Yeah, this is where we're saving up for.
This is what we're saving up for. So we've already got the Dragon Killer. So the next thing is the Shield of Strength or the Falcon Sword. I'm thinking maybe.
I think definitely the shield. I think anything we can do to keep ourselves alive longer with armor.
Yeah.
No, that magic wand looks pretty cool.
That's a good point.
Okay, Joseph, do you want to do this?
Okay, here we go. Oh, so thou hast found my loom and the dew's yarn too. I shall weave thee a water-flying cloth. Is it a cloth that flies water? Is it a flying cloth of water? Is it a cloth made out of flying
It's
water?
none of these things.
But regardless of what it is, it will take time. Please come back in a day or so, which means walk out of the building and walk right back.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see you all on the next episode. Bye, guys.
It means a little more than that, actually. Speaking of walking out and coming back in, do we have a new special guest all of a sudden?
I just want to say good luck. We're all counting on you.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Mhm.
That was a funny voice you made, Joe.
Yeah, it was a really good John Rizzi impression, wasn't it?
I was hoping that John had joined with enough time to hop in on the voice when we were telling Joe to make a voice. I thought that would be very good, but it was a little too quick.
Mhm.
I don't think that he was there for us saying that part of it. So
What does the water flying cloth do again?
It's
I don't
an
think
armor.
we know.
It's the
Oh, is
best
it?
armor in the game.
Hmm.
Why is it called the water flying cloth? Man, oh man, did I discuss that I was about to start playing this game in Japanese and then I saw that it took passwords? And I said maybe not.
That's right.
Yes, I
yeah,
think
it
you
doesn't
did
have a
mention
save.
this.
That's unbelievable. It doesn't have a save system.
Yeah.
Although,
I mean,
you could
granted,
use
I
that
could
to
just
your
use-
advantage and start at level 50 if you figure out how to crack the password.
I'm sure there's a
True.
generator out there.
Sequel to the Crystallis translated video.
Oh no, I don't think
Do I
I
need
would.
to like stay at an inn?
No, I don't think
Not
I
for this
will.
game.
You need to
Um,
save your game and come back to it.
Oh wow.
He said a
What?
day later, and normally, if you're saving and quitting your
That's-
game, you'll come back to it tomorrow, right?
That's good.
Wow, so they actually like sort of meant an in-game day. Is
I
there
mean,
a
you can
place?
ask him again.
Please
You can
tell me
ask him
that
again
there's-
just in case.
Please tell me that there's a place I can save in this town.
Oof.
No, because that would be convenient.
It makes it feel like it's taken longer. I don't know. I'm just remembering. Who you fight in Crystallis? Stom?
Stom.
Where it's
Alright,
like,
return.
come back when you're
Yeah.
stronger, and you walk out of the door and walk back in, and make progress every single time.
Oh
Yeah.
jeez.
Did
we're
we
all the
ever
way
figure out
back
if it is
here.
possible to beat Stom on the first attempt? Like if you have perfect input,
like a
if
turbo
you're,
controller or
computer?
something?
Yeah.
I think I tried using.
personally have never done that.
I think I tried using a turbo controller. I can't remember, but I don't think you can. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, that X-Men game where they're like, oh no, the computer needs to be restarted, and that you're supposed to literally hit like the reset
Yeah, the
button.
reset button, which doesn't work on the on like the Sega Nomad or whatever it is, because it doesn't have a
Oh.
reset button.
Funny.
Yeah, so that you literally can't beat that game if you're playing on the portable Sega console, the Nomad.
All right, so Argon's not sleeping, neither should we.
Don't forget to hit the rest button.
Blue.
No, he's not
Blue
here.
isn't here. It was John Rizzi.
No, it was John Rizzi. You're right.
I just want to say good luck. We're all counting on you.
Thank you.
Commitment to the
Again?
bit. I love it.
Yep, real. That's perfect.
It's a weird echo flute. People are gonna think it's a soundboard. John did that like the exact same cadence.
Oh man! All right, how do I get back to tune from Middenhall, Nathaniel?
Sooth.
Sooth. Sooth the
And
tune.
don't ask me again.
I was thinking about
Hell
it.
no, and don't ask me again.
Oh, that's a very GameCola Discord exclusive
Keep
meme,
going?
unfortunately.
So, the fastest way I can think of, basically go like you're going to Osterfair, but then go east. Yeah, so you can go east from here until you hit land.
Okay.
Ooh.
Wow, that's
Let's
a
use that fire.
big ol' thing.
Man, I need more.
I'll be curious to see your reaction of the world map once you finally get to the end of the game and we show you what the world actually looks
see
like.
What the heck this looks like.
I think part of the tricky part of this is that it's very amorphous. It's not like, you know, you have the map of the original Dragon Warrior, you have Alfgard, and that's in here in a condensed format, and that kind of makes sense because it's basically a square with a big island in the middle that you want to get to, and that makes enough sense. That's thrust into here with like just nonsense continents. These things don't feel natural. They don't feel like they're riffing on something from the real world. They just feel like these are, and they're not even blobs. It's just like we kind of just started drawing a map and then forgot to stop at one point.
Yeah, like,
All right,
and also
so which
I
way
feel
now?
like
You hit land earlier than expected. Why would you do that? Keep going east.
I feel like in other games where there's a lot of water, they'll still put like some kind of feature, even if they're just purely cosmetic, like patterns of rocks, right? That just help you a little bit orient yourself as to where you are, right? Like you can get a sense of like, oh, this is where I am in the ocean. Like I've been past this island before, versus like blue,
Yeah.
just blue water. That looks like all the other blue water. The entire screen of it.
But like in fairness, I do like portions of this map, like from Middenhall all the way south to Osterfair. That's good map design because you have this mountain that's running down the middle.
I'm still
of
just
the
going
continent
east,
there.
Nathaniel.
Just keep going east until you hit the wall.
Okay. There's the wall.
And now you're going to go south here and go to the second river.
Gotcha.
Just keep following the coast and get that second river. But yeah, so you have like the mountains down the middle that you need to go across the bridges and loop back around so you can see where you're going to go ahead of time. Or you can keep following south and then it tapers to the monolith and then you have the couple little random islands and then it almost connects there to Osterfair, which is a nice pleasingly shaped island. And like that whole bit of architecture and the little blip of the Rubus monolith, which you'll probably naturally stumble across if you're just exploring the general area. Like for me, that's good map design. I do like that portion of it. But then when you zoom out and you look at the entire world, it's like I can't even like commit this to memory of what this world looks like. I will forget half of these places once I avert my eyes from this map.
But you don't remember Winding River 3?
And that's, I mean, this is obviously kind of a false equivalency here because it's a completely different genre of game. But like, when I think of like map design, my number one go-to is Super Metroid. I can recognize if you gave me any room in that game, I'm
Super
confident
Metroid
that any room.
GeoGuessr.
Yeah, like seriously, I could probably GeoGuess anywhere in Super Metroid. Or like at least reasonably close. I could tell you what region of the game you're in, roughly where that's close to, or like a nearby landmark close to this area. Like, and I think that really speaks to, well, one, obviously I know the game very well. I'm sure if I played this game enough, if I put 150 hours into this game, maybe I would really be able to navigate the waters. But the fact that you can just go for like 20 seconds on the ocean without seeing any land is just a real big recipe for getting lost, regardless of how well you think you know.
There is a place for that if you specifically design like, No Man's Sea or something like that. If you design a region of the world that is meant to be one big, open, gaping nothing with a single point of interest somewhere in there. Like that's a dungeon that you've designed on the overworld. That can be interesting.
Yes,
but it's got to be deliberate.
Yeah, or like this is like a before and after, like now that you cross from like one half to the other half, and like maybe you can remember like, oh, like this far north on this side is like corresponds to this part of the other big continent across the giant ocean, right? Like there are ways I think that you can make it work, but here it just sort of seems like, yeah, sometimes you just don't know where you are.
And I feel like the fact that it
anything in
loops,
particular here.
and I think the fact that it loops might also hurt it in a way. Like it's for convenience sake that helps, because goodness knows if it just like had a hard edge and you had to like turn around, that would make navigation so much more difficult. But at least if I knew when I'm on land, I have an absolute reference point for where everything is. With the ocean, and the world wrapping around, I have no absolute reference point for where any landmark, any town, anything is. And I think that's part of why I have been getting so turned around when I'm navigating on the ship.
We'll get to this guy in a second, but I also like the games. I've played one or two that give you a sort of darker ocean the farther away from land you get. So you can tell just by how dark the ocean tiles are how close you are to land.
That's
I feel like I've seen that somewhere, and that's been helpful. I'll take this guy.
No, I've just finished. See that the princess wears this.
All right.
So I believe anybody can wear this, but this is the best armor for the princess.
But nothing happened. I just tried to use it.
Sorry. So I also just went and I had to look up
Nice.
what is this thing's name in Japanese. It seems to be Mizuno Hagoromo, which is...
Well, hang on. Before we go back outside,
Sorry.
what did you just take off of her? And can we sell it? Or put it on someone else?
I'm waiting in
hiding.
suspense.
I just want to
Clothes
say
I
hiding.
can't imagine
we're
that.
counting on you.
And can I also look up clothes hiding? Which one would that be? Because like there's also some guesswork done because this guide doesn't exactly tell me which one is which.
So what is it called in Japanese? The water flying cloth?
Yeah, so it's like kind of the wings of water robe, something like that. Or like water feather robe, something like. In a way, it doesn't make any sense in Japanese either, but it makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah. So the clothes hiding can't be worn by anyone else, or it wouldn't be useful to anyone because Orfeo has the magic armor.
Yeah, so let's hide those clothes with someone who has money to give us for them. Okay,
Alright.
cool. So now the princess is going to have a much better chance of surviving any dungeon that we bring her into. And I think we can only go back to the sea cave now at this point. Yeah, because our options are go back to the sea cave, or do some more grinding out here and try and buy the next piece of equipment before we go back into the sea cave.
All right. I feel like maybe exploring the ocean might be our best bet because, again, like, not all of the enemies are consistently giving me lots of experience.
James says as he falls asleep at the wheel of the ship.
Well, I hate to say it, but I think it's the game this time. Did we go into that tower to the south?
Yeah, we did. That's where we got the moon fragment. And technically, we could revisit dungeons, towers that we've been to but didn't thoroughly explore and poke around for any treasures that we missed. You know, we'd get a pittance, but it would still move us closer to our goal of buying the fancy shield.
Yeah, I think I explored that tower pretty well. I don't think you guys were guiding me along for that one. Whoop. Dang it. Oh, hey!
No, not so dang it.
Also, how are we on time?
We're doing okay.
40.
Ow!
Oh, we didn't go to the inn.
Whoops.
A small distraction before leaving town. That's okay. Yeah. That
Oh,
makes sense.
crud.
I just wanted to say good luck. We're all counting on you.
Thank you.
Maybe we save in a new slot before we go any further, just so we don't lose a bunch of money if we eat it. Illy should probably heal herself, maybe?
Yeah, whoops, I saved into slot 1 by mistake.
No, that's okay, we'll live. Or maybe we'll die.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. So yeah, let's cast Return. I had it in my head of, oh yeah, we should stay in the inn, and then we got distracted
I can't
with
cast
something.
Return.
Well, you got a wing, right?
Yeah, but then I have to find another town somewhere that sells.
Do you really? I mean, we could try and make it back to town without dying.
Forget it.
Can we repel enemies in this river?
Yeah, probably.
Just use the wing. We'll buy a new wing. We'll gain XP on the way to the wing.
Oh, but there's no stupid. You know what? In. We are in pain. And for only 12 gold, fine. We'll heal up and then make the trek over to Leftwin.
Well,
if that is its real name.
So, what happens if we revive them with the thing and then go get another?
Oh, yeah, we could do that too, actually. We could use the Leaf of World Tree,
Yeah,
revive
sure.
him, in him, and then just go... It's straight south of here, so...
Alright.
So GameCola has it.
GameCola
ground up the Leaf of the World Tree and gave it to Orfeo. Orfeo returned to life! Maybe just heal more, save the money.
Yeah, it's 12 gold. We'll earn that back on the way.
Yeah.
Alright, so now we're going Westmore and then straight south until we hit the islands.
Okay, Westmore. I'm glad that we've established that blank direction more means one screen's worth.
I mean, realistically, it's probably 2 rounds of Westmore, but we'll get to the island chains if we just go south. And I know... I was just going to say really quickly, I know we've complained, I personally complain a lot, but I've complained a lot about this game. We've started collectively complaining about this game more in recent episodes. But, you know, as a game designer myself, like, I know what it feels like to be on the receiving end of criticism, and it can feel really, really terrible, especially when people are just whining, complaining endlessly about your game. But at the same time, like, I think there is a value in talking through these things and really analyzing the game and looking at what does work, what doesn't work. And sometimes emotionally, if, like, we're getting frustrated in the moment, it's hard to maintain that sort of, you know, reviewer's balance of, let's talk about the good, let's talk about the bad. It's, no, I'm annoyed, let's complain.
All right,
but yeah, so let's go Westmore and then south. Because that's Osterfair right there.
Yeah. No, and like, I am still enjoying the game, and it is one of my favorite Dragon Quest musics, right?
Yeah, the music here is good.
Some people call it a soundtrack, Jetty.
Yeah. The musics, you know, the music plural.
The notes, the musical notes. Some of my favorite musical notes.
Yeah,
in this video
come from
game.
this game.
I mean, this is the only Dragon Quest game or Dragon Warrior game with commentary.
Yep, you're
commentary
close.
featuring
Just go a little southwest of where you are.
Yeah, there it is.
Joseph, podcast commander Joseph Martin. So, I mean, you have to think about it like that.
That's true.
All right.
So yeah, that wasn't so bad, and that saved us what, like 500 gold or something at this point.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. That could save us a considerable amount of gold.
Where are we going?
So where are we going? We just gonna grind for the rest of the episode?
I suppose we might.
Or are we gonna try and delve into the sea cave one more time?
I don't think delving into the sea cave is a wise idea. I think we are just not ready for that.
Well,
okay,
sure.
Do you think? Do you agree that it's probably best to do some grinding off camera after this episode?
Yes, I'm. How much grinding? I'm not sure. I'm almost inclined to like go for 3 levels.
Again, my suggestion would be grind until you have enough money to afford the shield.
Good point.
And then let's start the next episode prepared to buy the shield.
Okay. All right. Well, then in that case, it might be about time to wrap things up for this episode.
Can we really end it just out here in the ocean?
I mean,
Is that legal? Is that fair?
I think so.
It's open sea. It's international waters. There are no rules.
Yep. Here, we'll save.
And then you have to go out into the ocean because you're gonna kick me off.
See what happens
off the boat
when you try to end the episode.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Here, we'll save.
Kick me off the boat.
We'll save hanging out around the world tree.
I don't know. I liked it better on the boat.
I won't be on the next episode, you guys. You'll never be able to talk to me about video games ever again. There's no other place where you can do that.
I
Oh,
know.
That's such a disappointment. Well, it was really nice having you here, Matt Breslau.
Yep. Yep.
No, I'm John Rizzi, remember?
Oh, right.
Yep.
I just want to say good luck. We're all counting on you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Oh, and we are counting on all of you to come back and join us in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Matt Breslau doing his Joseph and
Matt
Martin
Breslau,
doing his
everyone. Woo!
John Rizzi impression.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was so hoping to jump in like while you were in the middle of struggling in a battle or something.
I just want to say good luck. We're all counting.
You got one where we were about to die from the metal slime and we were all freaking
Yeah,
out
that was like
about
the
it.
third one. I wanted it to be the first.
We'll let you know when we go into the final battle. We'll call you specifically.
Hell yeah.
We'll be sure we have you as special guest in that episode.